Hi everybody, my name's Kevin Hodge, owner of KLS Enterprises, inventor and manufacturer of the Deaddot Archery laser sight. I want to show you today exactly how this laser sight works, how it mounts to your bow, and what the advantages of the laser is. The laser comes in a package just like this. This is one unit. And we ship these out directly from our warehouse here in Kentucky. Deaddot Archery laser sight was designed to work in low light conditions for the hunters who want to get that extra half hour early in the morning or extra half hour in the evening. A lot of times deer are moving, as you know, right at dark, and they're going to bed down right at dawn. You still got plenty of legal hunting time, but when you're bow hunting, a lot of times your pins you cannot see your pins when there's low light conditions. There are fiber optics that are out, but without some type of light, the fiber optics are almost useless. Also, if you get a fiber optic that is battery powered, more times than not, if the animal is more than 10 yards or straight down from you, when you look at that fiber optic, all you're going to see is that fiber optic. You're not going to see the object on the other side of it. It's going to be like looking at a flashlight at low light conditions. I was one of the people that went out and bought the fiber optics when they came out, and I still needed more hunting time, a little bit more advantage between work and hunting. There just wasn't enough time, so thus I came up with the laser sight. We've been manufacturing the Deaddot Archery laser sight since 1999. We are currently on our third model of these, and we continue to improve it as we get feedback from people. We've done various hunting shows with lots of good feedback, lots of crowds at the shows, and we've sold a lot of units. So people are pleased with them, and contrary to popular belief, they are legal in most states. However, I advise you to check your local laws, and you just can't ask just any game warden about it either. Unfortunately, you actually have to call the main office and get verification from them. When we started our research, we made sure that we checked with every single state. We called the main office of every state, and we got in writing from that office whether or not the laser sight was legal or not. In 1999, the laser was legal in 29 states. People attribute the laser sight to a laser-guided missile, which is really not the case. You still have to have your correct form. You still have to hold the bow correctly. You have to shoot the bow correctly. You have to have all your mechanics correct. The advantage it gives you is the fact you no longer have to use your peep sight, and you do project a dot onto the animal in low light conditions. This is a huge advantage for people like myself who has a eye impairment. I have, bad vision. Out to a certain yardage, it's okay. Beyond that, it's another issue. So, the laser is an advantage to those who have eye issues. Early on, our laser was activated by a button that was on the riser of the bow. You could activate it with your first finger, your index finger, or you could put it over by your palm so that when you drew on the bow, the pressure from that draw would make that operate and make the laser come on. People asked for something that was automatic, so they didn't have to think about that. They didn't have to worry about pushing any buttons or torquing their bow. So we came up with an automatic switch, and the laser is very helpful whenever you're shooting or practicing. It shows you whether or not you're torquing your bow. It shows you just how steady you really are, which you'll see in my demonstration. I can hit, but I'm not super steady. It is a very useful training tool as well as hunting tool. The ideal with the Deaddot Archery laser sight, it was to mount it in line with the pins so that the pins and the laser are actually taking the same path out to a target. Right now, bows are so fast, most bows are shooting a flat line. From 0 to 30 yards, they're shooting virtually a flat line. So with the way the laser is mounted, it's mounted in such a way that the laser and your pin, which is going to represent your arrow flight, they are never flying more than an inch apart out to a particular yardage. My particular case, my bow is not super fast. You know, I'm shooting about 290, and I can shoot from 0 to 28 yards. I shoot the same pin. I shoot one pin. However, I'm one of those bow hunters that I wouldn't take a shot past 30 yards anyways. I don't have the hunting space to do that. Everything I hunt is all wooded, so getting a 40-yard shot on a deer would be a miracle. With your laser mounted on the sight, which I'm going to zoom in here and let you see the way this is mounted. The laser is mounted directly in line with the pins. So you can see right here the way that it's mounted. That's what makes it accurate, and that's what makes it unique. There are no other lasers on the market that are mounted in line with the pin. The ones that are on the market now are offset, either to the left of the bracket or out to the right of the bracket to the outside edge. So our unit is very unique. The ideal is once you get this laser mounted on your bow, you get it sighted into your favorite pin. You'll see I got 2 pins. However, I'm only shooting one. I never use the second pin. But once you sight it into that pin, that laser will hit anywhere that pin would normally hit. So that is, you know, a big advantage is knowing that in low light you have that automatic backup of the laser that can be used if you cannot see your pin. Also, you do not have to worry about shooting with your peep sight. You can actually just draw back, hit your anchor points, keep your mechanics correct, and you can actually keep both eyes wide open and looking straight at your target with the dot on it. And that is a tremendous help in low light, and especially with people with any eye impairments. We currently have 2 models of the laser that we still sell. However, one model we are trying to phase out of, and we warranty the lasers for as long as you own them. You send us a copy of your receipt and you send us the laser, we'll send you a brand new if it quits working on you, or you tear it up. I mean, I've gotten them back with wires ripped out of them and everything else, where people have drug them through the woods and the wire or something gets hung on it, tears it up, and I have no problem replacing those. So we warranty it for a lifetime. The first one that we have on the market these are the ones that were made for dovetail brackets. This unit is actually a little larger for the older bows, and we sold, you know, quite a few of these, and these are the ones we're trying to phase out. These are button activated. We are trying to phase those out and go strictly to the automatic one. The automatic unit is a single unit, comes a single package, just like you see, and what we are trying to do is get these to the market, and we are actually working on another model that is even smaller, and we are hoping to bring it to the market soon. People have asked for smaller, and we're looking for smaller and more dependability. We want it to be completely watertight. Currently it's water resistant. We'd like for them to be watertight. Not sure we can achieve that with electronics, but we're attempting to. So that will be our next goal, is to get a unit that is actually watertight, smaller, and can fit in a wide array of more brackets. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my targets up. I'm actually upstairs in my garage where I have about 17-yard shooting range, if you will, where I practice at whenever I'm shooting on these lasers. But I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to demonstrate how the laser works, and then go back over the mechanics of it one more time. Okay, I got my target set up. I'm going to demonstrate exactly how this dot looks. Again, we are indoors. However, outdoors the laser shows up the same in low light. If you're shooting into an open cornfield at noon, you know, past 25-30 yards, you may not be able to see the dot, but that's not what it's really designed for. However, there's people that do it, but it's not really what it's designed for. At 25 yards, the dot is about the size of a nickel, and at 40 yards is about the size of a quarter. So right now we're shooting at 17 yards indoors, and we'll see what happens here. And again, this is without using my peep sight. I'm drawing, hitting my anchor point, doing all my mechanics correctly. At least I hope I do them all correctly, and putting the dot where I want the arrow to go, and that's where it's going to go. So stay tuned. Again, trying to keep all the mechanics correct is the thing to do. And obviously, if you can hit a pie plate or a pie pan, odds are you're going to be hitting or killing. So let's try it one more time. See if we can't put it in the bullseye this time. A little better. Slightly high, about an inch, but much closer. Any rate, that's the gist of how it works. And you know, I'm going to go back over the mechanics of it in a minute, and we'll go from there. Okay, we've taken a couple shots just to show how the Deaddot Archery laser sight works. I wanted to go over the mechanics of the laser one more time and share with people what type of bow I'm shooting. I'm shooting a Fred Bear Advantage. It is shooting about 290 feet per second, and I'm shooting a True Glow fiber optic sight with the light that you can turn on and off to make the fiber optics glow. The Deaddot Archery laser sight is mounted in line with my fiber optic pins. It is designed that way so that you have the same accuracy with the laser as you have with your pins. You can see on my bow it is exactly in line with my pins, and that's what makes it accurate. We have, you know, sold a lot of units, and people have commented many times on the accuracy of the laser and the fact that it is automatic. There's no buttons to push. The string is mounted to my string separator, or the tube that activates the laser, which is like a peep sight tube, is mounted to a string separator which slides on this bar when the bow is drawn, and as the string slides, this bar slides, the string separator slides, it pulls on the switch that turns the laser on and off. Again, this is the way that it works. The whole idea is to keep the laser, your arrow, and your pins all on the same path all the way to the target. Alright, we've seen how the Deaddot Archery laser sight mounts to your bow and how it's activated and how it works and the purpose of it. Please feel free to visit our website at www.deaddotarchery.com, and there's plenty more information there, as well as some pictures of kills and stories from people who have used the product, as well as a place to place your orders if you'd like to buy one online. Thank you very much.